Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Welcome back to our discussion on Boolean expression. Today I'm going to explain to you how to write a Boolean expression when you are given a statement. Sometimes when you have a statement like this, okay, we can represent this statement using Boolean expression too. Alright, but the first thing, we have to identify the output and the conditions based on this statement. So if we read this statement, okay, a washing machine will start operating if the switch is on and the start button is pressed. So we can see here, we want the washing machine to start operating. So this is the output, right? And this will happen if the switch is on and the start button is pressed. Okay, you have to analyze this sentence, meaning we have two things that should be there, okay, to make the washing machine start operating. What is that? The switch is on and the start button is pressed. So these things, or this individual sentence or single sentence, I call it as conditions, right? You should be able to identify the output and the conditions first. In this case, okay, we identify that a washing machine will start operating as the output. The switch is on as one condition, and the other condition is start button is pressed. Right? The next thing, secondly, you should identify the connectives used here. Right? The connectives means if, and or. So we have if here. Okay, this if just shows that this is the output, and the sentence after the if is the conditions, and we can see that these conditions is connected with and. Okay, and is the connective used here. Okay, you should be able to identify the connective. Then, thirdly, we should rename the single sentences. We should rename all the output and conditions. We write them again as single sentences. Okay, we separate them. So we can rename them like this. Usually the output we use Y washing machine will start operating. And the conditions, we can use A, B, or C. So I have A here, switch is on. B, I rename it as the start button is pressed. Alright, why do we have to rename using these variables? So this individual sentence is actually called proposition, or something that will become true or false, right? So this sentence we want to represent as a Boolean expression. So we need to represent them. We need to replace them with variables like Y, A, B, C, and so on. That's why we should rename the single sentences, and you should write this because we want to know what is Y, what is A, and what is B. Okay, and lastly, now we can create the Boolean expression. Okay, so what is the Boolean expression? Okay, Y is what? We can see here, and is used as the connective. So, and we can use symbol N. Okay, the symbol that represents operation N is a dot. So our Boolean expression is going to look like this. Okay, Y equals A and B. Alright, A is switch is on and start button is pressed, and this will produce washing machine will start operating. So from this Boolean expression that we derive, you might be asked to draw a circuit, okay, or you might be asked to draw a truth table. So we have learned to do that. Now you can do whatever is asked after you derive the Boolean expressions. Alright, that's for the first example. Let's look at another one. Suppose that we have this sentence here. Okay, a lecturer has to work from home if he is not healthy or he is from PKPD area. Alright, so the first thing just now, we have to identify the output and the conditions. What's the output here? What do we want to happen here? Okay, a lecturer has to work from home if he is not healthy, or he is from PKPD area. So work from home, a lecturer work from home is the output. Actually, this will happen if these things, the sentences after if, are the conditions. How many conditions we have? If he is not healthy, or he is from PKPD area. If we break up this sentence after if, we can see that we have two singular sentences, right? He is not healthy. That's one. And he is from PKPD area. That's another one. And the connective use is or. Right? So this is the output. This is the first condition. This is the second condition. Next thing, we identify the connective. Okay, you have to identify whether and is used to connect it, or not. Okay, so we can find that here we have if, we have or. So that's the connective that we are going to use later. Number 3, rename the single sentences here. Rename it. Let Y equals lecturer has to work from home. Let A equals he is healthy. Why he is healthy? We drop the not. Okay, because not is one of the operation in Boolean expression. Not, we have an operator or a symbol for not. So meaning we are going to use that operator later in our expression. So we don't write not in our sentence here. We just take he is healthy. Drop the not. Okay, because not we are going to represent later when we write the expression. And B, he is from PKPD area. There is no not here, so we don't have to drop anything, or we don't have to change anything. He is from PKPD area is B. And lastly, we can create the Boolean expression now. Alright, so lecturer has to work from home if he is not healthy. If A, we set A as he is healthy. Okay, how do we represent he is not healthy? Okay, so we have to represent it using A not or A prime, right? And the connective use here is or, so we are going to connect these two sentences here using a plus. So this is our final expression. We're going to have Y equals A prime plus B. A prime means he is not healthy. He is healthy but not. Okay, so he is not healthy, or he is from PKPD area. So this is the Boolean expression that we get after combining these sentences. Alright. So those are two examples that I can give you. I hope you can understand. Thank you.